Good evening and welcome to Sports Federation TV. Welcome to a new studio. We've changed things a bit just to make it a bit more exciting. And we've got an exciting lineup for you tonight. We're chatting cycling, we're chatting fighting, and we're chatting fancy pigeons. Yeah, you heard right, fancy pigeons. Stay tuned, it's going to be interesting. We've got lots of activities to talk about. But before we get to the fancy pigeons and the fighting, we're joined by something that's a lot more sedate, I think, Graeme. Good evening and welcome.
Good evening, Elton.
You well?
Yes, fine, thanks.
Good, good. Devin?
Yeah, good,
Team
thanks.
Ubuntu, you good?
Yeah, good, thanks.
Good. What's Team Ubuntu? Tell us quickly.
Team Ubuntu is a team been running about 4 or 5 years now. Used to be called Tassel GT. They have the likes of Nolan Hoffman, who won the Argus this year and last year, against Mark Cavendish, who's the 3 times world champion on the road. So, good team.
It's a good team.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
why, because you on it.
No,
Are you the backup for Nolan? Is Nolan
Yeah.
the backup for you?
I think we like to think I'm the backup for him.
Graeme, as the chairman of Western Province Cycling, tell us a bit about what's happening in the local cycling scene.
Okay, we almost concluded our Western Province League for the first half of the season. We've got 2 more races to go, but it's been a very successful year so far. We've built on from our previous seasons. It's been become very popular with the road cyclists, and yeah, we're looking forward to doing something again in the second half of the year.
So this is the end of your road season,
Now
of
this
your
is-
road league.
Yeah, this is the end of our road league for the summer and the autumn section of the year.
Okay. And then, do you have a spring and summer section, or
Yeah.
how does it work?
Yeah, we'll take a break in July, August when it's too wet to ride, and the guys can go and train in the rain. And then we'll start again in September with the spring season, and then obviously into the summer league in the new year.
Okay, but now Western Province Cycling doesn't only cater for road cycling, I'm assuming. What other disciplines do you look after?
Yeah, we look after all the disciplines, all the cycling disciplines, being road, track, mountain biking, and BMX.
Okay. And for those of you remember, we've had some trackies in here in studio a while ago, before they went to the SA Champs and before they went overseas. And now we're focusing on road. We're chatting to the local and national road champion under 16. Devin, tell us what's it like to be a national champ?
Yeah, no, it's like I won it 2 years ago. So the first time was obviously, I mean, I was looking for it since I was under 14, because under 14 you can't be named the SA Road Champ.
So at under 14 level, you won the under 16 one.
No, I won under 14
Okay.
second year, and then but you're not called the under 14 national champ.
Okay.
You just won the race, and then under 16 you get to call yourself the national champ. So that's quite cool.
Yeah, well, he also gets the national road champion jersey.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So every day I go out, I wear the South African colours on my chest. So that's
And
quite
what
cool.
does it feel like?
No, it's the best. It's awesome.
What was it like getting onto the podium and receiving that medal?
Yeah, it was. Well, I had Daryl MP on the podium there, so he
Yeah.
was at the yellow jersey in the Tour de France last year.
Hmm.
So having him see that as well was also really cool.
Okay, so how often do you train? I mean, are you still at school? Are you finished
Yeah,
school?
yeah. So I'm in grade 11 now. So obviously it's hard to balance the school and the cycling. So I'm on my bike 6 times a week, 12 to 14 hours a week. So I mean, it's hard, but I mean, at the end, winning the races, winning the stuff, it's worth it. So
And are you one of those hardcore cyclists that commute to school, or not really?
yeah, I think I could. I mean, school's just a bit too short, I would think, to commute, and then
Okay.
so take more minute to work to
Okay.
school.
And what do your schoolmates think of you being the national champ
I
when they
think
heard about it?
I think it's. I mean, they say, "Oh, it's pretty cool," but I don't think they don't get the real idea of what goes into it to win a race and to. I think the cycling in Cape Town and Western Cape, it's for other people, they don't really understand it as much as they should.
Okay, explain it to us in brief.
So I mean, they see us riding in lycra and riding skinny wheels, and they don't understand. It's a proper sport. I mean, some say it's the hardest sport in the world. I'd have to agree with them, but when they see rugby players with these big muscles, they obviously think that's a bit more hardcore than
Yep.
cycling. So they don't really understand.
Take us through some of the dynamics that you experience in a road race.
Well, I mean, with under 16 racing, it's obviously like flat out from the start. So we're looking at like 40 k's an hour, maybe the whole race, 60, 70 k's for under 16s. So I mean, it's flat from the go with lots of guys attacking, and it's hard. It's really hard.
And is there a lot of team dynamics involved in it, or is it a one-man?
Yeah, under 16 is still one man. Next year when we go to junior, it becomes more team-based, and then obviously once you go to pro, it's all about, then it becomes a proper team sport.
Okay. Let's take a look at some of the pictures of what cycling is about. Let's check this out. As you can see, it's reasonably exciting with lots of potential in the bunch. Graeme, explain to us what's a bunch firstly in road cycling.
That's the heart of the race. Okay, your peloton. That's where all the tactics take part, and where the team members discuss tactics. Who's going to go on the attack up the road? Who's going to attack the hill? Things like that.
Okay, so at Western Province is obviously club based. So tell us where some of the clubs are.
Okay, yeah, our members are clubs. We have 23 clubs affiliated to Western Province Cycling Association. They're based all over the peninsula. We're a bit thin in the CBD, the Cape Town CBD, but we have got good news. We're having a club being formed soon that are going to be based in the Cape Town CBD. We have clubs as far as Somerset West, out in Paarl, up the West Coast, Tableview, Edgemead. There's quite a number of clubs based in the southern suburbs and the northern suburbs. So we spread all over the Cape Peninsula.
And they participate in road, track and mountain bike, I'm assuming?
Yeah, it's mostly road and track, and then mountain biking is more individual, but there are 2 or 3 dedicated mountain biking clubs that are affiliated to us. Yeah.
Okay. Devin, a little birdie whispered in my ear earlier that you're going overseas. Tell us a bit about that experience.
Yeah, so I leave next week Saturday. We're going to go based in Belgium with another friend of mine, Alex Parsons. So we're going to spend 5 weeks there racing for like a really good team. Yeah, and it's just to experience the different types of racing that there is over there compared to here, just to broaden our experience basically.
Have you been there before?
Yeah, I went over there last year. I went there for 4 weeks, but unfortunately I had a crash on the 3rd week, so obviously the rest of the racing was a bit cancelled out, but that's why round 2.
And you think that helps you to prepare for SA champs?
Yeah,
or
definitely.
Or to get to a level to be the SA champ?
Yeah. I mean, I almost see it as an advantage if you can take yourself to a level that is higher than the South African level at the moment. Then obviously that's going to put you ahead of the South African cyclists.
So you would say that the local racing in Belgium is higher than our national level, in your opinion, based on what you've just said?
Unfortunately, because over there it's it's a national sport. So for us, we get in there, but for them to have the national sport, it's people just think we hear bicycles.
And how often do you race when you're over there?
Well, at the moment, you're only allowed to race twice a week. But if there wasn't that rule, there's races every day, literally like around the corner. So, but twice a week's the maximum.
Graeme, how do we get our cycling level up to or close to what's happening in Belgium? In your opinion, as Western Province chairperson?
In my opinion, I think we should try and get the sport into the schools. Okay, we've had a sort of a scholars league running for the last few years. This year we've got it formalized, and we've appointed Orion Brankes to be the schools commissioner, and we've got a formalized league for the school-going children, boys and girls, and that culminates in us sending a team up to the Cycling South Africa youth festivals. So we'll be having 40 cyclists visiting Oudtshoorn in the June holidays, taking part in the youth festival. And if we can improve on that and get the school as a get the sport as a recognized school sport, we'll be able to improve our cycling standards.
Yeah, and I think that's the key, is to get cycling recognized as a school sport. How do you find it being at a school where cycling is not an extramural activity?
Yeah, it's hard because you almost get, you're almost at the back of the line. So at assemblies and stuff, the guys will go up for rugby, soccer, and then obviously cycling not being that much recognized. I think that throws a lot of the guys in schools off, why do a sport that's not recognized by your school, rather when you can go up on assembly every weekend for man of the match for rugby or soccer or something like that. I think they think of that much more of a better achievement.
And did you go up when you won the SA title? Did they call you
No.
up? Did they even know about it?
They know about it, but for them, like you said, it's because it's not a school sport. They don't necessarily like want to. It's difficult.
Yeah, but Graeme, which then begs the question: is chicken or the egg? Do you start at national level? Do you start at ground level? And I mean, that's the philosophical question at the moment. Do you get the groundswell to get the acknowledgement at school level to go to the principal and say, yes, we've excelled, like Devin as an example, while at the same time still at national level trying to get it with the Minister of Sport to try and get it down, inculcated into schools?
Yeah, I think if the clubs can grow. We've got 23 clubs in the Western Province, and there's about 3 or 4 of them that have got over 1,000 members, but they don't dedicate any of their club to specifically to the youth. If the youth are there, they're there, but they don't sort of go out and look for younger cyclists. The younger cyclists come to them. If we can grow our clubs to be strong and maybe organise youth cycling on a bigger level, then it'll flow through to the schools, because the schools can also become clubs.
And I think that's the level, is that you need to get the schools to be part of the club system and be the feeder, because that's ultimately where your next members are going to come from, at club level. I mean, Devin potentially is the next Olympic cyclist, but he could also be the next club chairperson or the next team owner, and people need to be thinking along those lines.
Yeah,
correct.
Devin, what's it like riding in a pro team? Talking about team owners and that kind of
well,
stuff.
I mean, for me, I'm still like a development rider for the team, so I mean, I don't get as many advantages as the pro riders, but I definitely get looked after really well by Ubuntu and the Panda, the other sponsors, so they do a lot for the team and cycling in general.
Okay, what would you say is the benefits for you being a cyclist and riding as much as you do, and what has motivated you to excel?
I think for the love of, it sounds corny, but like I really enjoy it to the point that I mean, any setback is just, I'll keep riding because I really love it, or you know what I mean. So I mean, I think that's what gets me on the bike every day. It's not because of anything else, just because I enjoy riding my bike. Yeah.
And how would you motivate someone else to participate in cycling? Somebody who's watching right now.
I think you gotta enjoy it. So I mean, you shouldn't do it because you have to. You should get on the bike because you want to. And I mean, I think that's you get up to a point where you like it, and then if you want to be good, then you have to jump that little bridge, and then you have to say, okay, I have to get on the bike. And that little jump is where people say, okay, no, I'd rather just ride.
Yeah.
Just off the subject, I think road cyclists or young cyclists become better motorists at the end of the day.
Because they become aware of everybody else, road users.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Graeme, in closing, how do people get hold of Western Province Cycling?
We have a website, www.wpcycling.com. All the information is on our website with regards to the clubs, of where to contact them, and in what area they service.
Awesome. Young man, good luck for Belgium.
Yeah, thank you.
Can people follow you on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram?
Devin_short, and then Instagram's Devin Short, and then also have a Facebook page, Devin Short. So it's www.facebook.com/Devin Short 1.
Perfect.
Thanks.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Check out this young man as he races internationally and holds the flag of South Africa high. We'll be back with mixed martial arts fighting right after the break. See you now.